Less than 24 hours after a historic inauguration of the 45th and 47th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump, now he has to sit here and listen to a woke pastor.
Jeez, this is going to be interesting. Guys, please hit the like button and the subscribe button. All you got to do is make a YouTube account and it's free. And hitting the subscribe button and the like button is also free. Goes a long way in helping out my channel. We're watching Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers
Go on an identity politics driven ramble and rant right in front of him. Absolutely insane. And JD Vance picks up on it immediately. And you can see Donald Trump just disgusted with it as well. This is unbelievable. But
this pastor, this must be the pastor. I can't tell if this is a dude or a chick.
This is what I've been saying. Just because Trump won, just because he took office, just because the momentum has shifted, the work just now begins. And that's what I hope everyone keeps in mind. The work just now has started. It took a long time to get to this point, but wokeness and identity politics is a disease. And just like within the human body, if you have a disease, if you do not cut the disease out entirely, eventually it will continue to spread.
You have to cleanse it. Yeah, it's an ideology. It's such a destructive worldview and ideology. Just the way that you group people into categories by their race and gender and sex. It's all about it promotes everything it preaches against. Everything about racism, bigotry, sexism. It embodies all those things, and yet it blankets itself with this protective shield of we're against that stuff. It's insane. It's a religion.
Cut the disease out completely. So executive orders, momentum, speeches, rallies, great, awesome, wonderful. But that doesn't mean that the disease has completely been taken out of the United States of America. So listen to this insanity right here.
In the name of our God.
What God?
I ask you.
What God? I'd love to know what God she believes in.
To have mercy upon the people in our country.
She's speaking directly to President Trump and them. This is insane.
Who are scared now. There are
look at their faces.
Gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and in
you see JD Vance?
Yeah,
right there. JD Vance is like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Did you literally just say that? Yes. Yes, this freak did.
Dependent families. Some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meat packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants.
Look at JD Vance again. He's just like, what is this stuff? He's growing on me so much. Oh,
and
man.
Work the night shifts in hospitals. They may not be citizens.
Look at
Trump.
Trump.
Have the proper documentation.
You see Trump finally looks over. He's like, okay. You know this oh, it's going to... Trump, all you're doing is pissing him off even more.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
But the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors. They are faithful members of our churches and mosques.
Except for the ones that are literally just killing Americans. You know, but hey, no big deal, right? We don't need to worry about that. No. Get the hell out of here.
Synagogues, wadara, and temples.
Synagogues? Wadara? What's a wadara? What is this? I was going to assume like a Catholic priest. What God? Like what religion is this?
I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away.
Oh, don't worry. We'll deport the children with them.
Help those who are fleeing war zones and persecution.
I'm horrible.
Lands, to find compassion and welcome here.
That's not loving. I know.
Our God teaches us.
What God?
That we are to be merciful to the stranger. For we were all once strangers in this land. May God grant us the strength and courage to honor the dignity of every human being, to speak the truth to one another in love, and walk humbly with each other and our God.
What God is it? And see, they always blanket it with all of these nice sayings. All of this, hey, let's love each other. Let's respect each other. We're all immigrants. We all love. But then they take that speech that we could all agree with, you know, in a certain degree, and they warp it and twist it and use it to basically turn a blind eye. And you have like these rapists and these killers and drug dealers doing all kinds of horrible stuff. And we try to implement laws to stop it, and then it's met with speech like this. And so it's like, oh, you must not be loving. You must not care about God or God's law. You must be a horrible racist person because you're against all these people. It's like, well, no, we're just against like the criminals, like the bad guys. And so it's perverted. They'll take the truth and they'll mix it in with a lie, you know, and it's messed up.
The good of all people.
And I say they, I'm obviously not talking about all pastors or something. A lot of pastors do, but people on the left, progressives, progressive Christians, which is for some reason a thing. Yeah, it's just perversion, man. What are we doing?
Good of all people in this nation and the world. Amen.
What a miserable...
Oh, amen. That was a prayer? That sounded like a lecture to me. It sounded all she needed to do was stick up her finger. I say her quite liberally. Stick up her finger and wag it at them. That was a prayer?
Piece of garbage. So again, that's fine. You can virtue signal all you want.
That is all it is, virtue signaling.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The American people have voted. The American people voted for Donald Trump and J.D. Vance to get in this country and clean up the mess that has been created by freaks like you and Democrats and left-wing activists right there. So a disease is in this country, and that disease needs to be completely cut out.
I love J.D. Vance's face. Like, Trump is just kind of like, whatever. But J.D. Vance, he's like so annoyed right now. He's just like, this is such bullshit. I love it.
The discussion. You don't give sympathy to a disease. You don't give compassion to a disease.
You also don't let them manipulate you. You know, like they'll use guilt and shame to manipulate you. Like, don't give them an inch. Don't let them do that. Don't let them make you feel bad or make you feel like a bad person for trying to stand up for what's right. It's like you got people like this. Progressives, people on the left, the far left, even now in Christianity and pastors and ministers, they will try to make you feel like shit because you like Trump. It's like you're a horrible racist person because you like Trump or you want a border that's protecting our nation. And they'll use Bible verses and everything to try to guilt trip you. And I think that's perverted, man. I don't think that's good at all. That's backwards. It's corrupt.
The disease wants to kill you. You cut the disease out. You don't say, oh, well, we've cut some of the disease out, but this part of the disease is really, really nice, and we should be respectful. Cut the disease out. End of discussion. So, day 2 of the presidency of Donald Trump in his 47th presidency. Off to a good start because the woke activists are melting down right before our very eyes. We're going to continue to see things like this.
Yep.
Because once you have tried to destroy something, that something is going to become absolutely desperate to continue on because they know that they are towards the end. They know they are close to the end, and the desperation has set in.
The devil prowls around like a roaring lion, because he knows his time is short.
Especially after yesterday. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you.
So yeah, it's Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. Maybe this is on his D-Day Cobra channel. I'll leave the link to his original video in the description. Please go check that out and check out his channel. Also, please don't forget to hit the like button on mine and the subscription. I can't even talk. The subscribe button on mine really goes a long way in helping me out. And I do appreciate it, guys. Till next time.